All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 710. I'm your host, GPD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's a longtime proponent of the NFT, the no fart tax, Wombat.
I mean, if you shipped out as many fart jars as I do in a day,
Yes.
that tax could really, at the end of the year, that tax is something.
Why should the man get 35% of your fart money?
I mean, it's my gas. I'm the one who cultivated it, farmed it, saved it, and shipped it.
I tried to share that current event news item with Mrs. Cheevy, and she just yelled at me.
Fart jars.
She just stopped talking about that.
I give her credit because she got sick because she was still doing it. Like she was actually farting in jars. I feel like she could have just shipped someone an empty jar and just said, yeah, I farted in it. But the fact that she was going through the motions, I do commend her for that.
Do you know about the fart lady ship? Fart jar lady?
I know enough. I know enough about it.
She hurt herself farting, right? And had to go to the hospital. She blew a gasket.
Because she's been farting in jars because people have been paying her. So she switched to fart jar NFTs, which I guess is better for her body.
But not the environment.
Not the environment. Although maybe because methane.
And she made like $46,000 in a week.
It's a lot of farts.
Yep.
I'm
in the wrong line of work. I got gold in these colons.
Exactly.
Anyway, we're back. It's a new year and a whole new look. No.
Is it?
Well,
No.
Shipwreck got a new light, so maybe it is. Did anybody notice that Shipwreck's face is better lit? You can really enjoy. Nope. That's before. That's after. Before, after.
Push of a button.
99% of you only are listening to the audio version, so you will notice.
I did it for them. I got new headphones and a new light.
I forgot about the headphones. And what? New what?
New headphones and a light for the listeners.
Oh, from listeners? No,
for the listeners.
For the listeners.
To make this a better show for the listeners.
Right.
I got a light and new headphones.
Right. Those are fancy looking headphones.
Mm-hmm. They're monitor.
They're half bull, half headphones.
Yeah. So
that's how they say it in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Greek mythology sounds so different.
Uh-huh.
They're like studio monitors, basically.
Good
is what they are.
the Theseus and the monitor.
Right.
So I don't know. I got some nice new toys.
That's nice.
Christmas.
From Mrs. Shipwreck.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean I use this stuff a lot for work as well, right? Like this is the same gear I'm using for work.
Right. The clothes are different and there's less
The
beer. The clothes are different and there's less beer when you're at work. Slightly. Less beer?
Yeah.
You don't see the beer at work.
Less beer.
The beer doesn't come into the camera view, at least. I know how it is.
No. That's
I know.
when you have video difficulties at this point.
Nice. Well, that's good. I didn't get anything, so I'm jealous.
Nothing?
No, not really. We didn't really do I don't know. It's weird because
You got a snowblower. I saw that.
Oh yeah, but I bought that for myself. That's
You
exciting.
can pretend that's a gift.
That was a gift to myself. I don't know. It's not going to snow now. You'll see.
I got left-handed cooking shears
From the Leftorium.
They say they're from the left-handed store, so kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah. It was.
I got an electric snowblower, by the way, in case people were very excited when I posted about that on Twitter. There's I think that's like a whole cult around that brand of that Ego brand.
Ego, yes. I have several Ego products.
See,
as well.
I knew it. It's people with big egos. They buy this stuff because they can interchange the batteries. I think that's the big selling point. I have the leaf blower. That's the only other thing that I have.
I have the leaf blower, the weed whacker, and the chainsaw.
Is the chainsaw like silent?
No, it just has really high torque.
But it sounds the same as a regular chainsaw?
I mean, it's less loud than a gas powered chainsaw, certainly.
Like the snowblower. Ow.
Yeah, yeah.
An electric chainsaw. How interesting. Cordless electric chainsaw?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cord would be bad.
Cord would be bad. You'd probably wind up cutting it off.
I have that corded electric snowblower, and that's bad. By the way,
Yeah.
don't get a corded snowblower.
I know.
Bad. Even though it was only $200, it's still bad. Anyway, I'll review that snowblower for you later once it snows. Hopefully never.
I'm so excited.
Hopefully I'll never get to tell you.
It's gonna snow on Friday.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Right. Well, we're back. I don't know. Anybody do anything interesting or go anywhere? I'm guessing no.
We're literally didn't leave the house at all. Everyone was home.
Right.
All four of us in the house for a week.
Right.
We weren't going anywhere. So
We basically did that.
yeah.
Except
I
we went
watched
to
a lot of
restaurants.
stuff on TV. I played a lot of Fortnite, and we built some Lego sets. You can see one behind me. Through the new
That is an
roller coaster.
enormous Lego. That's like the main display that you walk into a Lego store. And that's like my kids when we were in New York a few years ago.
We took
They
photos
sat
in
there
front of
and
that.
watched that exact set in the Lego store for like a half hour.
Yep. And it does the thing where you turn the crank. It doesn't have the motor. You have to turn.
Oh,
the crank.
you can.
You
It
can
doesn't
buy
have
the motor separate.
yet.
Yeah, we could get the motor, but for now it just is turn crank. But the reason why, and I give the credit to my wife on this one, why she went with this one for the kids to get to do during break is it took about 2 days. It actually is 2 separate sections. It not only is it 2 separate sections, it actually has 2 instruction booklets. So bags 1 through 5 are one booklet, and bags 6 through 10 are a separate booklet, separate bags, separate instruction booklets. Elliot built half of it on the table. Sabrina built the other half in her room. So when they were done, they were able to put it together without having to fight over who gets to do what. It
And
was
now it
kind
takes
of,
up 2 sections of your house.
yeah. So it's kind of magical.
What's
in the
left,
sense
by
that-
the way? Any surfaces left or any other
Oh no, there's
project?
no, there's
Or
nothing.
dinner?
No,
Where do you eat
Nope.
dinner? Can you eat dinner anywhere?
Standing up like this.
Quickly.
Oh, this HelloFresh is amazing. Yep.
People in the chat can't see. It's a roller coaster. It's the roller coaster.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's the
Lego coaster, right?
Lego. It's the big Lego coaster.
How much does that something like that cost?
Too
If you-
much.
Like
I don't know.
300, 350?
How
Four?
do I put this in a way that where it sounds even
More.
worse?
More?
My wife
more?
had so many VIP points saved up
Oh, yeah.
that it cost basically nothing.
Well, I
which,
just
if you
okay,
think
but what's
about
I
it-
just meant like I don't care about what you paid for it necessarily. I just wanted to know like the
I think
price.
it's 350.
350. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like shame you or anything. I'm just curious, like what's something like that?
Yeah, no. It's a fair question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
350
'cause
cents.
it's been
$500 on eBay.
it's been retired.
Oh, okay.
It was retired at the start of the year, I believe.
Those things
Which
sort
is
of
the
top
other reason
out,
why
right?
my wife wanted to get it.
At like
There you go.
400.
No, it's 300. It retailed for 380.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
of cheddar for a lot of plastic.
I mean, I'll be perfectly blunt here. I have no say in the Lego shenanigans.
You're
I
not
don't
really a
buy
big
them.
part of that.
I am not part of the Lego shenanigans.
Are you an outsider? A Lego
I
outsider?
am the Lego outsider in this house.
Huh.
It's not that I don't like Legos. It's
Right.
just if I start getting involved, it's just a headache I don't need. So
Because you want to take control of the Lego project, or you want
No,
to choose what
I
you
just-
buy?
it's their thing. It's my wife and my son are really into it together, and it's something that they do together. It's
You're
their
the third wheel,
thing.
third Lego wheel.
Yeah. So I'll let them have their thing because I think that's important, right?
Now we know.
Slowly gonna box him in. Like we're just gonna get a new big Lego set. Slowly
I
encroaching
mean,
on Wombat's setup here.
There's
we
some
had
space
whole
against the wall
holiday
there.
town there for a while. So yeah, there's a whole other wall over there. So we'll figure it out. We'll get something over there.
Now we know
Very
why Wombat has so many hours into Fortnite. The rest of the family's building
They're
Legos.
just building Legos. Yeah.
It's just like as
They
long
don't
as you
care
have
what I
some
do.
space between yourself and the television,
Mhm.
you're golden.
I also got the countercade, one of those one-up machines.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah,
I didn't
Which
see
one
it.
did you
but-
get?
I got the Marvel Superheroes, which has Marvel Superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom 1, I believe. and the Punisher side-scrolling beat 'em up where you could be either the Punisher or Nick Fury. It's really cool, to be honest. It's not as big as I think you guys thought it was, because I know you were like, where are you going to put that in your house? Well, I mean,
I mounted it on the ceiling. We all just sort of play like with a ladder.
Actually, Elliot asked if he could keep it in his room when we're not using it. So I told him we could. And it stays. So right now it's in his room. But it's really cool. It's really nice. I mean, I know there are people out there like, well, you can get better home arcade stuff. I'm like, I'm sure I can.
Not cheaper, though.
Not cheaper. And for it being the only thing we have like it in the house, it's pretty cool. You know, I like the joystick and the clickety clackety buttons, and it gives me all the nostalgia of going to Nathan's in 1994.
Except for the frog legs.
Yeah, exactly. No frog legs, no beer. But I can't play Marvel superheroes. So
I never had a beer at Nathan's, I don't think. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't. I think only I remember being there once with a friend and his dad, and the dad got a beer, and all I could think in my head was, who gets a beer at Nathan's?
I was gonna say, like, I didn't even know, like, that wasn't like a thing. Like, we went to Nathan's in high school, but like, we were too nerdy for the beer. We were actually just there for the video games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes.
Funny. That's funny.
And that was the only arcade I know that had Marvel superheroes. So now I have it in my house. And it was a very full circle moment.
It's beautiful.
So, thank you.
All right. Yeah, I wish I could tell you. I played a lot of table tennis. We went that's what we did. Like every day we played for like an hour.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It was fun. Mrs. Cheapy's getting good. My goal for this year is to get Mrs. Cheapy to join the league if we can like not get COVID and stuff.
Justice League?
No, just like to show up and play table tennis matches against other people. And we have the whole family going, just like your Lego family. Trying to involve the whole family, though.
Yeah. Well, it does involve my whole family. That isn't me. It's everyone that isn't me.
Well,
it's the same amount of people.
Let's divide and conquer. Maybe. All right, let's do some show feedback.
Sure. Zimmy has to say, the Cheapy has finally given up on video games bet just came through. Who had 2021? Top games of 2021. What was the last 5 games I booted up? I think had a tough time getting motivated to play a lot of stuff this year. You think 12 minutes, Apex Legends, Artful Escape. What sucks. Is Artful Escape? A free VR game?
He's probably being fun. I can't tell if he's trying to be funny or if he's serious.
I think he was serious. And I don't know how you can say I'm the gamer, you're not, when you've never heard of the Artful Escape.
It is considered like I just Googled it and it got a lot of reviews, a lot of awards for like best indie game. So a bunch of people picked it included in their top game of the year list. So just straight up games.
I thought it was a worthy inclusion. I had it in mind.
Yeah, whatever. Don't be obnoxious. And like, I was being honest. I said I just didn't really feel like sitting around and playing a lot of games this year.
Why didn't you have a normal 2021 just like everybody else?
I did.
Normal, regular year where nothing crazy happened and there was no anxiety. Don't you know what 2021 was like? It was like the best year ever.
I guess maybe for some people it was an excuse or like an opportunity to really like play. Oh my God, I'm going to play so many games, even though fewer games came out, I'm sure, this year. But for me, it was just like, all right, I think I did that last year. Maybe like play more ping pong and do other things. I don't know.
Fair.
Whatever. Fair. Yeah.
Your list was fine. That guy's a jerk.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now get on to the next jerk who's going to insult me.
Sure.
Thank you.
Henry Kamish had to say, great show, guys. I remember on one of these games of the year shows, you guys did a list of games that came out this year, plus your favorite games you played this year. Would be cool to hear your take from that perspective. Also, Cheapy, I don't remember you getting so bent out of shape when the white Xbox 360 came out that looked like an air filter. Hate Sony that much? So yeah, there is more Cheapy hate in the second one, but I actually picked it because I thought the first point was fairly interesting. Did you play anything last year that didn't come out last year that you had a good time with?
Oh, is that what he's asking for? He did a list of games that came out this year? Oh, I see.
Yeah. Like I finally got down to playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla at the beginning of 2021. and I finished it. So I would say that would probably be a game that didn't come out in 2021 that I played in 2021 that I enjoyed. There.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, Apex Legends was on my list as it was just sort of, that's what I decided, type of game I decided to play. Like it was a good game for me that I could play like a half an hour at a time and not have to learn anything. I don't know. There's nothing really, I just didn't feel like playing much. And like, I didn't have a PlayStation 5, so that like excluded a few games, and I don't know. I didn't really feel like playing games. I don't need to make excuses. I just didn't really feel like it.
Sounds like you're making excuses.
I know. Could you come up with any more excuses?
Just didn't want to sit
How about
there.
you, Ship? Did you play anything in 2021 that didn't?
Sure, I did.
Did you just like a backlog game that you wound up enjoying?
All of them.
All of them. That's good. That's good.
I don't. So I'm trying to be better about this year about remembering what I'm playing. Like I for whatever reason, the last 2 years I haven't really kept that close of track of what I've been playing. But now, like for the first week here, we're on day 5. For the first 5 days, I've kept track down to the 15-minute increments of every piece of media that I'm consuming on a daily basis.
You saw Chris Plant's Twitter post.
I did.
And you're like, I could make some charts.
Yep, I could make some charts.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
I'm afraid and sort of scared, but I look forward to seeing your final chart in December.
Mm-hmm. I might release them like monthly.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
I don't know. I have like I'm keeping track of what albums I listen to as well, and those are like dominating the stats right now because I can listen to albums like all day long, right? So I listen to a lot of music.
You got to do this all manually?
Yeah, but it's just a Google Sheets. How else am I going to do it? Like
I don't know. Got to be some service.
This is fun for him. Don't do that.
Oh, it's fun, is it?
This is fun.
Okay,
yes.
Would it be more fun if it was automated?
How are they going to audit? How am I going to?
I think it would be less fun. I think part of the joy he gets is seeing how organized he can organize his life.
There's a little bit of both, but I haven't figured out the way to automate it. How would you automate this?
There's got to be some sort of like music tracking service that'll let you do that. I don't think probably Netflix will let you.
How is it going to know if I listen to a vinyl record?
Oh, it's not going to know that. Just keep a chalkboard next to your record player.
In the last 5 days, what's been your most consumed media?
Babysitter porn.
Last 5 days.
Yeah, and I assume you're tracking pornography on that as well. Otherwise, just throw it away.
It's not.
It's a separate.
It's a separate sheet.
Sign up for Ship's OnlyFans for access to his spreadsheet. That spreadsheet.
It's Forza Horizon 5.
Okay.
Is my most hours spent. My most 15-minute increments so far is Forza Horizon 5.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Porn's a Horizon 5. Got it. That's like
Porn's yeah. Talk about a spread.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Bengals versus Chiefs game.
Wow, it was very long.
It was very long.
That won't be on next month's list though. Nice.
But, no, this is fun. I like, you forget that you play a lot of stuff. Like I might not remember that I've been playing Sudoku by Mobilityware Plus on iPhone later this week.
What about Wordle? Is Wordle on the list?
I didn't play that. Oh, did I? No, I played that in 2021. I played it one time. I managed to not post about it on Twitter.
Right.
I got it right in 3 guesses, and then I went, all right. Thank you very much, Wordle.
I posted.
I see what you got here.
I wasn't going to post, but then I got it in 3 guesses, and I felt like I should get it. I should post about it.
I did it once.
Nobody cares.
They did. Somebody wrote back, and they said like, "What are you, a god?" And I said, "Yes."
And you guys made fun of me, so I'm not going to do it again.
But you had like 5 or 6.
I don't know. I'd never done it before. I didn't know there was like protocol.
It's only my protocol.
Okay.
I'm inviting you to adopt my protocol.
I will adopt your protocol. If I ever play again and I get it in less than 3, I will post it.
It's a good game to play while you're pooping.
It needs to be an app or something for me to be interested, though. I'm not like interested in going to a website to play a game.
I don't
daily.
think, whatever. I don't think they care what you think.
I don't. What websites? Who goes to websites?
Whatever. Who cares? It's just a formality, the technicality, or some malady, fatality.
Fatality.
What else we got? Oh no! Wait. Hold on.
He's using that
What?
to steal all our passwords. I think he's got some algorithm in the background,
Right. Yeah.
based upon what your guesses are.
Yeah. That could be cool.
Yeah.
Smart.
All my guesses are password 123, so that does make sense.
Right. Let me put my password in here first. What about the second clue? Probably my mother's maiden name. Probably the second clue.
Right. Can we, before we move on, can we address
That
this?
is where I met my wife. What?
The the second part of this guy's question, where he says, "Cheapy, I don't remember you getting so bent out of shape when the white Xbox 360 came out that looked like an air filter. Hate Sony that much." I mean, I don't remember the Xbox 360 getting flack for what it looked like. I mean, if anything, I thought people sort of agreed that it looked good. It wasn't certainly large for its time. I mean, I guess if you want to compare a device that came out in 2021, or when did PS5 come out? 2020? 2020 with a device that came out 15 years earlier. I mean, in terms of its look, I mean, I guess that's something you could compare. But certainly size-wise, and
There's no comparison.
No, and being able to fit like alongside other components in your media system. I mean, one of those things fits and doesn't look out of place, and the other is the PS5. I mean, you can't really compare the two.
Hey, it's not your fault that Henry Kamish has such a small, low sense of self that he has to have every one of his podcast hosts like the same things he likes. Otherwise, he can't get out of bed in the morning.
That's too mean, I feel, for the first show of the year.
Is it too mean?
I don't know. I don't think people are coming here to get psychoanalyzed live.
I think he's like, oh my God, did I make a mistake in buying this PS5? Cheapy D thinks it's too big. He's like qualifying his own life decisions based on your thoughts on the shape of a video game, not the performance, not the games, but the physical shape of the item in hand. He made a point to accuse you of hating an entire company,
right?
Not criticizing something 15 years ago or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
So I guess he went back and listened to the old shows. Like, I gotta find the Xbox 360 launch episode.
See if he liked it.
Went into the archives, had to listen to it, then come back to leave the comment, and then be like, he hates it. Maybe I need to reevaluate my own life choices.
I mean, I just don't remember it getting that type of blowback on how it looked. Did it? Like,
I honestly. You're asking me to remember that, and I don't.
I remember that they hired a Japanese design firm to design it. That I remember. And that was sort of like a big deal. But I think people, I don't know.
What are we talking about? Just the first Xbox 360?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was basically a Dell. It was just,
pretty much.
Hello from the other side?
That had a lumpy hard drive on the top, right?
Yeah. And just like the the Xbox Series X is, like a gaming PC now, but smaller and doesn't have a window on it. That's all. What else we got in show feedback, Wombat?
Adnan Mansour had to say, hearing Cheapy say, I'm going to mispronounce this. Hearing Cheapy say, Eid Mubarak made me smile. You guys are awesome. Happy holidays. That's it. We're inclusive.
Yes, it means, I'm not sure what it means. Happy festival? Something like that?
Something like that.
Yep.
I know it's happy, right? But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we like everybody.
Especially if you own a table tennis club and happen to be Muslim, then I really like you.
I am neither of those things.
Yeah. I
could be.
And then I will learn how to pronounce your holidays' names if you happen to do.
How was my pronunciation?
It was good, I think. I think it's Eid Mubarak. But I think
Mubarak?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty. I heard it pronounced different ways, so I think you're good to go.
People pronounce my last name wrong every time they say it, so it's fine. People mispronounce things.
Yeah.
We all live and learn. Yeah, that's it. I think.
Okay.
For show feedback.
Okay. Should we do some? Wait, do we have
this?
Watch this.
Watch this. How about this? Watch this. 2022.
How about watch this tables?
tables, cash grab.
All right, let's move on.
I did watch all of that. That was in 2021, but I did watch all of it.
I think you should leave.
Yeah.
Oh.
I watched the second season.
It's good.
It has moments.
Yeah.
My dad, we had dinner, or we had New Year's brunch with my parents, and my dad said that he had watched I Think You Should Leave, and he's like, that's the type of show that you can like watch multiple times, and it's you sort of forget what happened, and it's still funny. And I said, yes, I agree. I've watched it 700 times. So yeah, that's my dad.
I felt like I'd already watched the majority of it. Like I'd never seen a bit of it, like sat down and watched it.
Right.
But there had been so much of it on Twitter that I feel like at least 50% of the skits I'd already seen.
Yeah. I subscribe to I Think You Should Leave meme Twitter channels, Twitter accounts, just so I can make sure I have a steady stream of those coming at me.
I mean, it does make me laugh every time.
Everything.
I'm like, I want to be like, no, it's played out and it's old, but no, it's, you know what? It makes me laugh every time. I'm going to keep doing it because I don't care. I'll keep watching things that make me laugh. Speaking of things that make me laugh, who saw The Matrix?
I did. Me and Mrs. Cheapy watched it.
I watch it.
Chip?
I did not subscribe to HBO Max to watch The Matrix.
Oh, I watched it on the HBO Max.
Yes, no one's going to. Hopefully, you didn't go to the theater to see that.
No.
I can't imagine.
What'd you think?
Oh God, what did I think? I mean, here's what I think, and they tell you what to think. They literally tell you in like the first quarter of the movie. They straight up tell you in the movie, in the plot of the movie, that Warner Brothers is going to make. In this case, it's a Matrix video game. That they're going to make a sequel to the Matrix video game, whether the original creators are on board or not. That's like it's a direct line in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which when they said it, I said, wait, did they just tell us that they were going to make this movie with the original filmmakers or not? Like just straight up tell you. You said Warner Brothers. They said Warner Brothers in the movie. They say
yes, they do.
Warner Brothers. And I literally was like, they just said that, and like that was okay. They allowed that.
Yeah, of course they did, because they want they could laugh at their own little meta joke.
I get, but so clearly that's the case of how this movie came to be.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I saw you could find some information on what the original what that movie was going to be. Like there were rumors it was going to be like a Michael B. Jordan vehicle. I think he was attached to the Matrix 4 at one point.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say, I mean, I think we can all agree that the first Matrix is awesome, and the next two are like they get progressively worse because the best part about the Matrix is really when it comes down to it is it's the Hong Kong inspired fight scenes, not Hong Kong inspired. They literally hired the cinematographers from Hong Kong that made all those wire fu movies and to make Matrix and the sequels. It was that combined with like the computer lore that they seem to do like pretty well. Like it was interesting. Like we could. I
mean, even the big reveal itself was the movie sort of hinges on that big reveal being something that's new and exciting. And once you get past the big reveal, it's like, all right, that's the big reveal. And what keeps the first movie going is those special effects are bananas. Some of them really do still hold up. That crane kick, camera panning, bullet time, that's cool stuff.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that scene since then. Have any other movies used that?
I mean, they invented it. They literally invented technology to make these action scenes.
But think about that, though. The Matrix was so influential at the time.
Yes.
It was such a big deal. It did so many things right that to top it is, it honestly is probably a nearly impossible task. I did not like the second and third ones very much at all. I did love the first one. The fourth one, it's like, I don't know what, I just don't know. I think there was something simple in there that might have made for a good movie, but they threw in so much the Matrix that it just didn't work.
It was cool how when they said the line about Warner Brothers making this whether they, people were on board or not. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. Like, this is like, all right, we're getting to it. We're being real here about the situation. The problem is, like, the movie, it doesn't look good. Okay, like The Matrix is all about the visuals, and I don't mean like the special effects.
Green filter. They got rid of the green filter.
It was too shiny. The whole thing was fucking way too shiny. That made it look like a Netflix production. Like, and not to knock Netflix production, because some of them look great, but it didn't look like The Matrix. Like Wombat said, it didn't have the color was off. It just didn't
have that green filter, which I do think makes a difference. I don't think the kung fu was, well, there was none. There was no real kung fu.
The action, they did not. I checked because I didn't have to check because I could tell because I have eyes. But they did not hire the original fight choreographers from the Matrix movie, the original movies. They did hire the guy from the John Wick movies, which
different choreography, but yeah.
The action scenes are not good in this, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's sort of the big problem is the action scenes.
Yeah.
If the action scenes were amazing, we could have been like, well, the plot makes no sense and is stupid, but the action's worth your time.
Right.
In this, the plot is not interesting. It's not even that it's nonsensical. It's just not interesting.
It was honestly like if the fighting was good,
you wouldn't care as much.
I would not care. And if the look was right, I would not like. The visuals were off. It just did not look like a Matrix movie should look, in my opinion. And I didn't hate it. Like it was okay. Like it didn't offend me.
No, when I finished it, I was like, okay, I guess. It also straight up rips off the Hawkman, Hawkgirl origin, if you're familiar with those comic books, which is also a Warner Brothers property. And I feel like that can't be like a sheer coincidence, but that's just me.
I remember at the end of the first movie when he just flies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the whole thing should have ended.
Yeah, where he looks at the agents and he's like, y'all done fucked up, I believe is the actual the last line of the first
he has
movie.
Unlimited power now.
Right.
And he's gonna fix everything. Like that was a perfect ending to the Matrix.
Yeah.
As a whole. They
tried to get back to that in this, I feel like, to simplify everything. Like those second and third movies were filled with like, look, they obviously like, are we all brains in a vat is like the first thing you learn in Psych 101 in college. But I think in the second and third movies, they're like, what other things did you learn in college that we can put in this movie?
They
didn't do that in the new one, though.
The fact that we care about what goes on outside the Matrix. Like, I get the whole point of the movie is that they're trying
Creed scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's still this overestimation that we care at all about. Look how everyone wears a potato sack here. Look.
It sucked. Nobody wanted to look at that.
Everyone dresses really cool in the Matrix, and we have the ability to make clothes, but we make everything look like a potato sack.
So bad. Oh man.
I mean, you could spend a little time. What else do you have to do, Taylor?
They didn't have any materials or anything.
They have fabric.
No,
it doesn't necessarily have to be like a leather coat, but they can at least make clothes that fit.
I want to say I like the new Morpheus in this movie. Do you know that?
Yeah, he was good.
They didn't even ask Lawrence Fishburne to be in the movie.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Is he supposed to be hard to work with or something? Is he supposed to be difficult to work with? Like, why wouldn't they ask him? He's too old. He's not.
He's old. He's too old.
He's not much older than Keanu, probably.
Yes, he is.
Really? Like, how old Keanu is?
Keanu's what, 51?
He's like 60, dude.
No.
Yeah.
He's not 60 yet.
He is 57.
Wow.
And Lawrence Fishburne is 60.
70?
60. 60.
Really?
So they're 3 years apart. And
yeah, I take it back. I was wrong. You were right. I'm just saying it now. This way people can just move on. I was wrong.
That's fine. It's not. Right. It's okay. It's not a competition. I don't know. It was. They didn't need to make this movie clearly like. I don't know. We shouldn't talk about it anymore. It killed 2.5 hours. It was. It was fine.
So, Ship, you watched The Green Knight, though, right?
I did.
I'm shocked.
I know Cheapy watched this before.
Yes,
I know.
Why are you shocked that I watched this?
I don't know. This is like an art house film.
It is, and I didn't know that.
That's what. Well, how did you come across it?
It was at the library. right? It's like,
Okay.
hey, here's the new releases. Oh, it's certified Rotten Tomatoes 89% or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is brand new. I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
I know that you had talked about it before. I don't know that I listened closely enough to know that, like, I hope you really like a lot of cinematography, because that's basically all this movie has going for it.
If you see that the movie is an A24 film,
It's
that
artsy.
it's going to be artsy, and there's going to
Or
be a lot of.
horror. Or artsy horror.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's got a little bit, but not. It's not over like
No.
overly violent.
Mm-mm.
I think like I enjoyed it enough. At the same time, it was every scene lasted too long for no reason.
Well, that's
They want you
artsy
to-
films.
They want
right?
you
That's
to make
art-
sure you see everything. You know.
Yeah.
Right. It was like there's literally scenes where he's just like walking down a road, and like he comes in one side really slowly, and the camera doesn't move, right? The camera's just, and then he like gets to a fork in the road, and he like stands there and looks down each side of the road,
Mhm.
and then he decides which way to go, and then they show him walking down that way, and then that's like a whole like 2.5 minute scene of just that.
It's supposed to show off the HDR on your TV. That's the goal of those scenes.
Oh no, it's nice to look at it. At the same time, it needed more dialogue. It like all of the dialogue was whispers, so like where it was like you couldn't really understand. Like you're like, did I understand what that person said? But
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be sure what's reality and what's not.
I think that guy's a great night.
Yeah.
No, he's just standing there.
Yeah.
Is he yes, it's a word.
and I
3
also
days.
think that like I know what source material they were working with and everything too, so I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit thick with the metaphors. For it could just be that I knew what was happening.
I read that book in college.
Yeah, so it might be like revolutionary to somebody who hasn't like that knows nothing going in, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I bet you should check it out. You like?
I was just say I
cinematography.
literally know nothing going
It's-
in other than
It's
called
not
The Green
particularly
Knight.
long either, right? I think it's 90
No,
minutes.
Feels like it.
I will
It's
get
like-
around to
Yeah.
it, maybe even this weekend. I just need to sit down and do it.
It's like right at 2 hours, I think.
Okay. Fair
What I
enough.
did watch
Yeah.
though, because my wife wanted to see it and I wanted to watch a movie with her.
Yeah.
We watched Being the Ricardos, which is on Amazon Prime.
Mhm. That's a
That's
movie?
the- That's a movie
Oh,
that is
okay.
the Nicole Kidman, Javier Bardem, Aaron Sorkin written and directed
Hmm.
Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz biopic. It really only focuses on 1 week in their life. And it's good when it sticks to being a biopic, but Aaron Sorkin likes to throw in his little "this is what the movie's really about" nonsense.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's it really
because
about?
It's really about cancel culture.
Oh, did
Because
he get
Aaron
canceled?
Sorkin's a big like cancel culture is a thing and that we have to stop because he's afraid of being canceled, I guess.
Oh, did he do something
that-
bad?
And that kind of nonsense. It's because that's bullshit.
Okay.
But when it's not that, when it's just a movie about Lucy and Desi and them just trying to figure out their lives and manage the show because Lucy made a lot of decisions at a time where women don't make decisions, and did Desi feel emasculated by that, but also showing that Desi, and this is things that I happen to know were true, Desi was a really brilliant businessman in addition to being this guy on the show, and he would make these business decisions behind closed doors that people didn't really see. He was a smart guy, and it's not so shocking when you think about it, but it does a really good job of showing those things, making the characters interesting. Lucy's relationship with Vivian Vance, who played Ethel, and it was just really interesting, that stuff. But when it gets to the, oh no, Lucy's gonna be canceled, and they like say it like, oh, I get it,
Wink.
canceled.
Hmm.
Yeah, for her views because of something she did 10 years ago. Lucy's going to be canceled because of something she did 10 years ago. And I'm like, just go fuck yourself, Aaron Sorkin.
He's telling us something that
Yeah.
don't look at his tweets from 10 years ago.
Don't look. Yeah. I mean, and it's so on the nose that it's annoying. But again, if you remove that aspect, it's a really good movie.
Okay.
And I recommend it. I think it's worth watching. I think if you're interested in the early 1950s and television and that kind of thing, it's worth your time.
Right.
But yeah, just ignore.
You're so old.
I know. Just ignore the Sorkinisms.
I watched a lot of I Love Lucy, when I was younger.
I watched some of it as well, reruns.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I think it's interesting. Yeah, you didn't watch it when it was on. You weren't alive in 1957. So
no.
I appreciated that show, but I would watch this.
Yeah, no, I think you should. I think you'll really like it. That's not
right.
That's not.
No, I watched the shit out of I Love Lucy.
I just think when you know what Aaron Sorkin is doing, you're like, it's not necessary. But
Fair
anyway.
enough. What else we got here?
So this is the movie that I'm currently obsessed with. It's called Encanto. It's on Disney Plus. It is a musical where it is a Lin-Manuel Miranda musical.
It is?
Yes, he wrote all the songs.
Oh wow.
And there's a lot of songs. He's not in it though.
Okay.
It's John Leguizamo's in it. It's about a family. Yeah. They're in Colombia and some of them have magic powers except for the one girl who's the main character. And it's all about her saving her family from a thing. It's really good. The songs are incredibly catchy. We're obsessed with it in this house. We've watched it multiple times. Maybe because I'm the only person in my house who isn't Colombian. That might have be part of it. But it's really good. Actually, I really like it. We listen to the music a lot too. Like in the car, we listen to the soundtrack and stuff. So I highly recommend Encanto.
Sad?
You should watch it. No, it's not.
Am I gonna cry?
You might at the end. It's possible.
Sick of crying in all these shows.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking watch anything.
Yeah. I think you should watch Encanto. Ship. Have you watched it yet? Because it's
my kids went to see it at the theater actually.
Okay. What did they think?
I have not. They were watching it for a second time this afternoon, and then they want to watch it again this weekend. So
yeah, I'm telling you, you should watch it. I think you'd really like it.
I will.
Christine in the chat says that she cried a lot.
I know. My daughter cried the first time she saw it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
No, I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. And the music is so good. I think it's honestly though, I've seen some people who are like, it was okay, and then there's other people who are like, this is the greatest movie Disney's made in 30 years.
Right.
So, and I'm on the 30 years side. I don't think there's an in between, but I really loved it. Like I said, we're obsessed with it here.
Right.
And I think you should watch it because I want you guys to watch it.
Fine.
So I could talk about Bruno.
That's funny because we'd watched In the Heights, which is
also Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Exactly. Yeah. That was really good. Like
Stephanie Beatrice is in that too, right?
I don't know who anybody is in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Except for Jimmy Smits. Jimmy Smits is in there. I fucking recognized him right away. And
from Star Wars.
I gotta say, like we all sort of liked In the Heights more than Hamilton. I know like Ty was obsessed with Hamilton, but he seems to, I don't know. He's saying that he likes In the Heights more than Hamilton. I think he's just saying that because I said that, and he wants to be like me. But no, it was really good. Like it's totally worth checking out if you have HBO Max because it's on there. Yeah, that was great. Like that, I feel like the music just worked a lot better than that. In that, like the rap was more rappy in the Heights. The rap in Hamilton was like like Schmigadoon.
Miranda isn't in the Heights, right? He doesn't act in.
He's got like a very small role in like one short song.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I love Lin-Manuel Miranda's songwriting ability, and I think he writes the hell out of everything he does.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of his performances.
Oh. Well, that's not why I didn't like Hamilton. I didn't think like if they're gonna do like hip hop and Hamilton, Fine, do hip hop in Hamilton. Don't do like a Broadway version of hip hop. Like it's too like sing-songy.
There's
like,
no hip hop in Encanto, by the way. Just for the record.
I
There's
feel
no
like
hip hop in Encanto.
right. I felt like just they did a better job with that type of music in the Heights, and that's maybe why we enjoyed it more. And I had some tears in that one too. Ty keeps
You should
looking
watch
over
Encanto.
too.
I expect you to watch it by next show. I know we have
Okay.
more and watch this,
Yes.
but I'm thinking maybe we want to do the shopping news / ads now and then go back to it, which I know is unprecedented, but it is a new year.
What's the shopping news?
I meant the ads.
Oh, okay. I thought
He meant shopping based upon the ads he's going to read.
Yeah. I meant our listeners shopping for our products. Like
Where can they shop today?
Well, they could go to HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. The new year is a great time to focus on what's important to you, whether it's saving money by ordering less takeout, learning to cook, or prioritizing wellness. HelloFresh is here to help with endless options to make cooking at home simple and enjoyable. HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients delivered to your door, including farm fresh produce that arrives within a week. So you'll get convenience without skimping on quality. Skip the trip to the grocery store, saving you the wait in long holiday lines and ensuring you don't waste money on excess food. HelloFresh cuts back on time spent in the kitchen so you can spend it on your other resolution with meals ready in around 30 minutes or less, plus quick and easy meals including 20-minute recipes and low prep and easy cleanup options provide even faster route to putting food on your table. Also, a reminder that Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh, and with a wide array of meal plans to choose from, there's something for everyone. We love switching between the brands, and now you guys can as well with discounts from the CAGcast. We are HelloFresh customers. This is not a secret. We have been for years. I had the black bean and cheese tacos for dinner tonight, and they were so good. I had a vegetarian meal. Do I look like someone that eats vegetarian food? No. But I did, and I ate it, and I loved it, and I would eat it again tomorrow if I had it. That's how good it was. Go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast16 and use code CAGcast16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast16 and use code CAGcast16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Also, let's talk about our friends at BetterHelp. Is something preventing you from achieving your goals? What interferes with your happiness? Check out BetterHelp.com/CAGcast. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. Connect in a safe and private environment. It's so convenient, you could start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. You can send a message to your counselor anytime. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, all without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional online counseling, and financial aid is available. The service is available for clients worldwide. Find the particular expertise you need online. Don't limit yourself to the counselors located near you. They have licensed professionals who are specialized in almost everything: depression, stress, anxiety, relationship, sleeping, trauma, family conflict, LGBT matters, grief, self-esteem. Anything you share is confidential. It's convenient, professional, affordable. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at BetterHelp.com/CAGcast. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/CAGcast. That's it.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Oh,
What happened to Cheapy's face?
it's beautiful. I'm beautiful now.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes.
Do we want to talk about things we watched that were TV shows?
Yes.
We could do that. I know. I kind of move things around. It's weird. I watched a documentary series on Roku TV.
Oh, no.
Oh, Roku TV. I have that.
Yeah, Roku TV. It's called Slugfest, and it was it's about Marvel and DC, really anecdotes from the last 70 years. Each episode is only about 7 minutes long. Like the first one is about, Superman being launched and Marvel creating Captain America in response to that. There's also episodes just about, how Marvel versus DC in the 70s, their different methods on how they did things. There's a Spider-Man versus Superman
everybody
issue.
Else.
Yeah. Well, in the late 70s, there was the first crossover issue ever.
Sure.
That was the Spider-Man Superman one, and the creation of that, which is interesting also because Jerry Conway, I guess, saw that episode this week and went on a long Twitter rant about how there are no facts in that entire thing. So, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Fantastic.
It's a really fast watch. I mean, all episodes, like I said, there's 10 episodes and there's 7 minutes each. It's really interesting. It has some interesting stuff about, Jack Kirby and his relationship with Stan Lee. They have all sorts of celebrities doing the dramatizations, which is really interesting. They had Sean Gunn. They had Ray Wise. They had Sean Gunn plays Stan Lee and Ray Wise plays Jack Kirby. Brandon Routh.
Wait, they're actually doing dramatizations of these?
Yes. Like they have celebrities do dramatizations and they play these characters.
What?
Yes. It's bananas. And it's so worth your time. It's worth your time just to watch, like, even if you just watch the first 3, which is less than watching a sitcom. You'll be like, what is this? How did they get these people to do it? I'm trying to think of some of the other celebrities because it was like over a week ago, but it's like, Bobby Moynihan, what's her name from Deadpool?
Hulk?
The girlfriend. I forgot who he plays. He plays Hulk. A writer. And they do a whole episode on the Spider-Man Clone Wars. He plays the guy who wrote the Spider-Man Clone Wars. And the
whole episode about the Spider-Man
clone saga,
okay.
And how it was only supposed to be a 3-month thing that wound up being a 2-year thing.
Yeah. Not a particularly great thing.
Well, that's basically what it's about. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the death of Superman
that they did with every superhero. Of hey, is this the real Spider-Man? Is this the real Superman?
They have the
Did they ever do that with Batman? Was there a bunch of Batmans running around and nobody knew who the real Batman was?
Kinda.
I know they've done that. It seems like Robin. They've done that with Robin, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a lot of Robins running around.
Well, they had the whole kill off Robin thing as one of the episodes as well. Again, and they're short and it's worth it. I think you'll really like it, Chip, because you'll be like, this is bananas. So watch Slugfest.
If I figure out how to properly use Roku TV, I will dial that up.
Did you guys finish Hawkeye?
I did finish Hawkeye.
And
I liked Hawkeye. I liked that show. The final episode was good, not great in my book.
No, it's not as good as 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, so that was slightly disappointing, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I'll watch season 2 of this. I assume they're doing season 2 of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was fun. I like the Kate Bishop character. She should stick around, be in some movies, maybe.
And I'm sure she will be, and I'm excited to see how that works out. So, yep. What else are we watching? Oh, did anyone watch Boba Fett yet?
I'm not watching that.
I watched the first.
Does he leave a lot of doors unlocked and then stuff gets stolen?
I watched the first episode.
Okay, what's he doing?
He punches his way out of a Sarlacc monster, like they show that.
Sure,
like,
of course.
Gotta do that.
You have to explain every little thing,
every word that he ever said, which is not many.
It's a lot. There's a lot of winks and nods in that first episode. I did not hate it. I'll say that.
So this is the same. When is this taking place in regards to the Mandalorian? This is before the Mandalorian.
Same time.
Like right
So
after.
he just crawled out of the Sarlacc pit right before Mandalorian.
I think it's like first, probably around the same time frame as the first episode of Mandalorian. He's climbing out of the Sarlacc pit, if I had to guess.
Wait, you actually see him climb out of the Sarlacc pit in this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've at least seen like a picture of that.
Just got nauseous.
Like, oh man.
Do we get to see Batman's parents get murdered?
And Uncle Ben dies. Uncle Ben falls into the Sarlacc pit. And that's how he gets out. He pulls Uncle Ben down to climb out. It's like, I'm just going to pick my nephew up from the library. Oh, great power, responsibility.
Right. There's a flyover over the Sarlacc pit, and then we see the charred remains of Uncle and Auntie.
Like, I just want to be prepared going in. How many like fan references are in the first episode?
I believe. Okay, so now you take a number 8, and then you turn it on its side, and that's the amount of references.
That's the amount of references.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Does anybody say Boba Fett? Where?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's happening though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what? I just can't. I don't know. I hope it's great. Do they show him from the waist down at all? They do?
Too much.
Because I noticed in the trailer they didn't. Like everything looked like it was shot it looked weird. I don't know.
I know. My son wanted to watch it with me, and I said, okay, I'll watch it with you. I did not hate it. I'll watch it more with him, but I don't feel the need to watch it on my own. Does that make sense?
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is he palling around with Jabba yet?
Jabba's dead.
Oh, man.
He's taking over Jabba's businesses, I think, in this,
Can we
right?
go back? Oh.
That's the whole point.
I want to just be him.
He's the new Hutt.
I want to be him, just like a buddy comedy with Jabba and
he's
Boba.
got Ming Na instead. That's his side piece.
His slave. Is he sitting like on a barge eating things just like constantly?
No,
and like being entertained by people and like aliens and with weird instruments.
Assassins try to kill him, and he has to stop the assassins in the middle of town.
Nice. I mean, look, there was a time where I would have like given my right arm just to see like a glimpse of Boba Fett in something, but that time was a long time ago. You know what I mean? I just think, I got fatigued from all this stuff. Star Wars fatigue, Marvel fatigue. It's a lot. It's just a lot of content of the same type in a short amount of time. Just, trying to lock us down for their streaming services. So it's just they're making so much stuff.
Makes sense.
It's just like, of course, that's what you got to do, but it's just
you can't be mad at Disney for making shows.
I'm not
based
mad.
Off of their
I'm just
big
like,
properties.
no, of course. I mean, they paid the money. They're looking to get the return on the investment, but it's like, I just can only take so much before it's like, it's not special anymore. Now, I've been watching we haven't been watching much in the way of TV shows. We haven't started the second season of The Great yet, but I highly recommend that for you guys. It is really great. Very risky to call a show The Great because it's just like daring critics to fuck with you. So it's got to be something really special. But I can't tell you if season 2 is any good because we haven't watched it. We have been watching Singles Inferno, which is the Korean dating show on Netflix. That's new. And they put out 2 new episodes every Saturday. And this Saturday will be the finale, the 2 final episodes. It's very interesting because we started watching this Japanese one called Ainori, which is like a love bus where it's like people on a bus talking to each other, traveling around. And if they match up with somebody, they can get off the bus and fly home together. And then they pick up 2 new people and then they go on. The Korean, I don't know if this is true of Korean people as a whole, but at least on this show,
let's just make sure. Just throw the stereotype out there. Maybe,
this is the least horny dating show that I've ever seen. Like, everybody is a supermodel on the show, like super hot, like ripped, gorgeous. But They don't even hold hands, or there's no kissing. I'm like 6 episodes into this. Nothing's happening. Like nobody's hooking up, nothing. Like just like literally no hand holding. Everyone's concerned about each other's feelings. And it's just like, wow, this is really interesting. Like you get an insight into like their culture because like clearly like they're young and amazing looking. Like they must be horny. But you don't get any semblance of that watching the show. And then you watch the Japanese one, and like the women are yelling at the men because they're not manly enough and not hitting on them, and they want to hook up. And it's just really weird. Like you wouldn't expect to be like this huge like gap between countries that are so close together, like geographically, but there it is. It's really weird. I would recommend, I mean, we only watched the first episode of this Ainori show, which is on Netflix. It's pretty silly, but it's also like a travel show because they're traveling around Vietnam in this little bus. But I don't know. I would recommend Singles Inferno just to see what like another country's dating show looks like because it's so different from American. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to make my spreadsheet.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Mrs. Shipwreck might like it.
No, she doesn't like dating shows either.
Oh, really? But maybe
Mrs.
because
Shipwreck likes like crime dramas.
Oh,
that's not. She watches all like FBI, or I think that's a show, right? Is that FBI a show?
That's on CBS, I believe.
Yeah, she watches like the network TV.
Does she watch the new CSI, old CSI?
No, she never got into CSI. She likes like the Criminal Minds and the NCIS and maybe one of them. I don't know. She likes
Criminal Minds isn't on anymore.
Yeah, whatever. She liked that Rookie show with Nathan Fillion.
That's on. Is that still on? I don't know. She doesn't watch these dating shows.
Right. It's just interesting to see one that's so different, even though it has the look of something that's familiar, but it's so different. It's like eating another cuisine. Like it's just like, wow, this is, yes, it's food, but I've never sampled. I haven't had this flavor before. Anyway, that's Singles Inferno. And they talked about Overwatch on the last show because one of the girls is a big gamer, and they're on like she's like has a chance to meet this guy, and the guy hates video games. So it's funny. She's like, I main Junkrat. All right, what do we got in new releases? Nothing.
No, it's the week after Christmas. This is not when people are releasing games.
There's literally nothing.
This is a slow week for Switch. It looks like only 20 games came out.
Right.
And most of them are pool.
There's a game called American Man, and Tunnel of Doom caught my eye, but it's not the Texas Instruments game.
American Man. Let's
take a peek.
That brings up. Let's Google that.
It's not going to be good. It can't be something good that's going to portray us in a positive manner. It's got to be either we're beating people up or we're eating too much.
Or
that's
both.
my prediction. Or both.
Maybe you beat up people and then eat them.
Oh, okay. It's a 2D side scroller where you look like Rambo.
I knew it. Beating people up.
It looks like is he shooting Harambe here? Is that what's going on?
Oh no.
It looks like he's fighting a gorilla, a panda. It looks at some point like he's fighting a panda bear, as American men do.
I will have to pick this up.
So it looks like a Contra type thing.
Right.
Supports 1 players.
Exciting.
And English.
Fantastic. That's why it's going to get my $10. All right. Let's move on to GPD's Wombat's Fortnightly News. Yes. I feel like the most interesting story here is Square Enix president saying that blockchain is going to be like a major part of their gaming business going forward, starting now.
Well, they can't sell any other games, so they might as well start doing something.
No, I mean, they're going to be putting this inside the games. What was the last
big hit Square Enix had? Like I'm talking major blockbuster in video games, where it was something that everyone was talking about and made them like huge tons of cash.
Final Fantasy 14 online.
How long ago? I mean, that's still.
I mean, it's
exists.
still huge right now. Like that.
But that's like
theirs.
it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, and I'm not saying they're bad games. I don't think Hitman set the world on fire, and I heard only good things about that. The Avengers was a big money loss for them. The Guardians of the Galaxy, which we'll talk about shortly. I don't think I haven't seen the numbers, but I also
Wait, it's not a
don't-
good sign that I picked up the $80 version for $24 yesterday at Target?
Yeah,
That's bad?
Yeah.
That's a bad sign?
But other than Final Fantasy 14,
Right.
I mean, is that it though? That's it, right?
In the Western market, right? Like, I'm sure there's Dragon Quests that are doing
Gangbusters
over in
So
Japan.
So they have to diversify if they want to stay in business. And they're like, oh, what is the scam du jour? And they're like, blockchain.
It sounds bad. This whole thing.
Of course it sounds bad.
It's
'cause it
really,
is
to
bad.
me, it really sounds like the onset of macrotransactions. Like it's a way, like how can we charge, all right, forget about like $10 for a skin. How can we charge $500 for a skin? How can we charge $200 for a skin? And the way
there's
you
only
can
one
do
of
that,
them, or there's only 1,000 of them.
right. Right. And the only way that you can really, or maybe a better way that you can do it, because you'll have a better selling point to say, hey, okay, you're going to give us some fucking obscene amount of money for this helmet in the game, but you can resell it and you can potentially make money for it. So you're now combining, like, you're really like fucking with people's brains who are already.
Doesn't this feel a little bit like Skater Girl? Wasn't it Skater Girl?
Yes. Well,
like it feels like we've circled back around to that where people are selling their own creations, but they're not creating it; they're just buying it and then
That was what, an
selling it.
Xbox 360 concept?
It was an Xbox 360 concept early on. It went nowhere.
No,
Right.
it never manifested in any way, shape, or form. But I remember it, so that's got to count for something.
Yeah, this just feels like that. Like I don't need
think
a way
there's
to
a simpler
make
way to
money
do
while
it.
I'm
Yeah,
playing video games.
I think there's a better way to sell this and package it, and to not call it NFT or blockchain, but to
Right.
actually call it limited edition items that they are only selling X amount of, even digitally.
right.
I think it's a better proposition. It's something that I think gamers can wrap their heads around. more.
But they're not. But the companies, here's what the companies want. They want to be like the credit card company, where like we're getting a cut of these transactions that are just happening. We don't have to do anything. Like we've floated this stuff out there, and let's let our customers now trade amongst themselves. And every time they do it, we're getting X percent.
It's the Diablo 2 no
Right.
problems model.
Yeah.
Right.
That went off great.
Right.
Because the games, it's when do the games start to suffer because of it? That's the question.
Immediately,
Diablo 2 did.
because
Yeah, well,
it's such a. I mean, look, these games are already putting in all these virtual currency things that aren't tied to real money. Okay, and it already is fucking the games up. Like it's clear. Like when we see games that have like 3 forms of virtual currency in it, it's never a good thing. Like no one's ever like, oh, that really helped. You know, with Destiny and all that. It's like it's too much. And now like they want to do it in a way that we can sort of make it into gambling and tie it in with real world currency. And that's what this is. And also enables macro transactions, which is
it's
basically
not gambling, it's investing.
Well, investing is gambling.
I know I'm being,
And this is the riskiest form of it, basically, that you can do right now. That's, from your phone.
unless it's, there's only 5 of these items available for sale in Final Fantasy 14. They cost $1,000 each.
That's part of it. You have to have the hit.
Now.
You have to have the hit to make it work to begin
That's
with.
the thing. Yeah,
You can't
I think
structure a game around it that's not a hit. Like you could put these NFTs in Marvel's Avengers, and it's going to be the same as all those marketplace items that nobody's buying.
Exactly. But if you put it in Final Fantasy 14, if you put it in, and I hate to say it, you put it in Fortnite, you put it in Call of Duty,
But it's just a numbers game, right? It's only because these games have big number base. They're only going to get like a tiny percentage of users
well, they only
who ever
need a
fuck with
tiny
this.
percentage if they're only selling 1,000 of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried
$1,000
about.
each.
That's my fear. That is my fear.
That's what I think
don't
they're
have to worry
going to
about it,
do. These
though.
aren't going to be.
You're
That's
not
the
gonna
only
do
way
it.
to make it make sense. You have to make it
No, because
scarce. You have to make it a limited supply item. And
right.
otherwise that's the value of it. The value of it is that there's only 20 of these helmets available in Call of Duty. If you have it, that means you're one of the 20 people who bought it. And every time someone sees you wearing it, they know that you're one of those high rollers that has the $1,000
You know, I
helmet.
get it, but it's just, and
They
I know
hack
that
your
like
account to get it.
right. Oh my God, they're fucking hacking accounts. So it's like crazy. There's
They're
literally
gonna
a
steal your
website.
monkey. They're gonna steal your monkey.
There's a website for Call of Duty for that. When you get your account hacked, you go to this website and it's all basically automated. You fill out a form and like, we'll give you your account. Happened to me. We'll give you your account back in about 7 business days because it's such a prominent thing. Imagine now that there's real money tied into this. Like, holy fuck. Although maybe it's like, you know, it's blockchain, so it's not even tied into, it's not going to be tied into this Activision, or maybe it will. I don't fucking know. But all I do know is all this shit requires resources to make, and it's resources that are being put into making fucking 50 helmets instead of like making the game good.
Game better. Yeah,
like,
of course.
it's just, it
100%.
costs money, and they have to, you know, it's not like they can just snap.
Because
You know,
they can make $50,000 that day, plus whatever percentage they get on the resale. And again, it'll be $50,000 in 5 minutes. Let's say what it is. If Call of Duty tomorrow said we're only selling 50 of these helmets, and when they're gone, and they're $1,000 each, I don't think they would last more than 5 minutes.
unfortunately, I think that's right. And, you know, maybe in a game like that where it's just like, okay, like clearly that game is already like a microtransaction paradise. It's not even microtransactions anymore because you're paying like $10 and $20 for skins. So really at this point, like this is just a way, it's really just a way to justify charging like a ridiculous amount for skins because like, hey, these have value, you can sell them. Like it's not, you know, it's not just you threw your $100 away. Like it's an investment.
It's an event. It
has
only
residual
are we only
value,
doing
like,
50
it's
of
not-
these, but yeah, it's part of the Call of Duty market, the Call of Duty, you know, user market or whatever they're going to
Yeah.
call it, the
Right.
Call of Duty Bazaar,
So like,
where you can,
So a game like Call of Duty, I'm not like worried about this happening. Like the game was built for that. Like it's not even going to skip a beat. It'll just like, it won't change anything. But I'm worried about like other games implementing this. Like, hey,
I think Shipwreck is right. If the game needs to be a hit and have an audience first,
okay.
Otherwise, there's no purpose to
What
it.
about a game like, let's say, you know, Way of the Samurai? Just not Way of the Samurai. What the fuck was that game called?
Let's say
Sucker
Tomb
Punch.
Raider. Let's go with Tomb Raider.
Okay,
A game that Square Enix has repeatedly said did not make enough money for them, even though
fine.
it sold like crazy and got various Game of the Year awards.
Yes.
Mhm.
What are they going to do to screw that up?
That they're gonna do that. They're gonna, oh, you want like, we're gonna make like 50 gold pickaxes, and if you want the gold pickaxe, you know, it's gonna run you $200, but you can resell them for quarks or
what
whatever.
is
the-
that?
Is that better for me as the consumer?
No,
I guess
Because
like
if that's giving them this extra sort of resource of money of like these few people paying all this money for that,
right.
and I'm getting my Tomb Raider game because they can afford to make it because they make enough money then.
Right. Because they're taking advantage of whales.
Am I benefiting from that? I think I am.
in a way you are. I don't think you're wrong. I think but why it doesn't work in Tomb Raider though, I think there's that second part of it is how do you show off your gold pickaxe, which isn't
Right.
a thing in Tomb Raider. It needs to have that cachet of
Yeah.
I have this thing and everyone needs to know I
Right.
have
It's
it.
got to be an online game.
It has to be an online game because trust me, I know I play the stupid Fortnites, and when I get my level 200 skin variant, I wear that thing for that first week I have it, so everyone knows that I hit level 200. Then I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. I don't even like it, and then I go back
So
to wearing
I
something
think-
I like.
I think with Square Enix, then you only have 2 routes with that, right? You have the Final Fantasy
Mm-hmm.
and you have mobile games.
So okay, yes.
So those things aren't going to affect us, is what you're saying.
They're not going to affect us other than if they just decide not to make the games that we want anymore because these other things become
Right.
moneymakers.
I
noticed that the chat went completely silent over this whole conversation,
no.
and I'm just wondering if they're bored or if they just
No.
agree with us.
No, it's interesting because I mean, look, it's fucking coming, and so I think it's worth
not a question of
discussing.
it's coming or not. It's a question of, is there a way where it can make sense in a way that Shipwreck just said, and I don't disagree with him. And also is it going to ruin the games? And what games will it make sense in even from the publisher standpoint? Like, why would they make a new game that has this thing that has no install base, that has no audience? What's the point?
Right. I guess sort of the thing that I took away from this discussion was really it is only going to fit into certain types of games, like online and multi. Because you're right, it is this mentality of showing off your digital identity. Isn't like the whole basis of NFTs?
That's
really,
literally
right?
the planet,
right? And so obviously, you're playing Assassin's Creed. Okay, whatever. Like if there's no online mode, it doesn't matter if you have the magic axe that you paid $100 for.
And no one's gonna want to buy it because
Right.
once you're 3 Assassin's Creed games later,
Right.
Even if that axe moves from game to game to game,
It's got to be multiplayer.
It's got no one's gonna care because no one's gonna see it. It's got to be multiplayer. It's got to have an audience. It's got to have a continuous audience.
And so if it's multiplayer, like, is it that offensive anymore? Like, are you offended? Does it affect us? Like, if we just want to ignore that, like, but that really means that they're designing. Here's the only thing that I don't like. It's like, all right, they're really just, they're capable of designing all this neat stuff, but they're going to save it for the people who can spend $500 on it. Like, that doesn't seem right. It doesn't make me feel good. I just paid for this game.
I mean, it's a business though. If they know that they can make money off of it,
it seems guaranteed too. Like that's the
does. Like
if you were to go on eBay or wherever you can go and find,
I can go on eBay.
Yeah, they sell accounts. You could find people selling their Fortnite accounts. People who have the first 10 season passes and all the skins.
I figured that was your
things.
long play, Wombat.
People
I figured that was your retirement right here.
You know what? Right. I have every skin from chapter 2 is on my account.
So how much is your account worth?
I could probably sell that. I honestly would have to look it up, but I have a feeling that it has more value than I realized.
Okay.
Not that I plan on selling it.
Right.
Because I like what I have, but there is value to that. There's value to people who have those accounts where they sell them, on the black market, account selling, where you can get banned for that if Fortnite finds out. It's just a matter of when do they make that not a bannable offense? When do they make that part of the game?
Right. And then they can take a percentage.
And when they could take a percentage where it's, you have these things. These are the things you can transfer. You can't transfer your account, but these are the things you can sell. And here's how you're going to be able to sell them. So, I mean, it's already a thing that kind of happens with all of these MMOs. I'm sure there's someone who's selling a World of Warcraft, account online for more money than we've realized because it has, the sheep something,
Yeah. Yep. No, I mean, all these games, the dream is like, how can we make money like on the transaction side, like where we're not really doing anything. We're not producing a lot of content, but we can just have an evergreen cut of of the action. It just seems like, it's a great business model, obviously. And they want it.
I just think there's a way to do this without calling it NFTs or blockchain or having to use those terms du jour.
Well, what was Ubisoft's? Ubisoft's like quartz. How about quartz?
So I don't know.
Is that better? Is that really better?
I don't know. It's all dumb to me.
All right.
Anyway,
let's talk about what we're playing really quick. Mentioned before.
A long show. I hope everyone enjoys it.
I hope. I don't care really. They enjoy it.
I care.
Well, it would be good. It would be better than if they didn't enjoy it. Speaking of enjoying, I'm enjoying Guardians of the Galaxy, which I picked up on clearance at Target. We only played about maybe 40 minutes or so. I was impressed with the graphics. Like really,
it's a great looking game.
I
actually like that intro because I think it does take you a little by surprise.
Yeah, the graphics took me by surprise, like right away. Like even just in Peter Quill's room, like looking at like the cover of Rolling Stone, like that looks photorealistic. That whole fucking thing. And what graphic setting did you play on? You remember? Because there's like 3 different graphic settings.
Good graphics.
Dark game.
Oh, I'm playing with the ray tracing setting. You know him.
Nice. Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, seems good. Like I
Mhm.
shot some stuff, but it didn't seem great. Like this.
Oh, don't worry, you won't shoot anything for another 4 hours.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna be
you'll
it's gonna be a
fine.
long time, and we're not even kidding.
Yeah,
Right.
you
The
won't
first
shoot
half
anything
of the
for a
game
while.
is the Artful Escape,
Uh,
and the second half of the game is shoot.
Speaking of Artful Escape, Ty finished it.
What did he think?
He liked it a lot.
Did he cry?
He did not cry. How long is Guardians of the Galaxy? Like 10?
15 hours,
15?
maybe 20.
15 to 20 hours.
Okay. Got
Stick
it.
with it.
Okay.
You'll stick with it once you hit a certain point.
Yeah.
I
you're
feel like
invested.
you're gonna stick
Yeah.
with it.
You just
Yeah.
got to get to that point, which I
No.
know is like one of those things people say all the time. And
I was
you're like,
impressed. We're
"Oh."
impressed, I think, genuinely, like how it looked.
I actually like the walking parts, so I don't know.
Sure.
That's just me.
I like
Mhm.
walking.
Yep.
What else are we playing?
I picked up Saints Row Remastered for $5 today.
Saints Row the Third.
Saints Row the Third Remastered, the one with you in it.
Yes, I'm in it.
You're
Am
in it.
I,
I called you.
actually?
I called you on the phone.
You got
And
me
your voice-
already to come?
No, you don't come yet, but you're in the phone at the beginning.
I can't
And
get
you
me
just
to
say,
come.
You say, "I'm in Japan, fucker," and that's
It doesn't quite look like me.
it.
So-
Does
Does it?
yeah? They fixed it.
Sorta, but not really, I feel.
I mean, when you show up, I'll try to get a good
I-
a screenshot to send you. So you can
Dude,
see it.
I don't know like if they changed something or I'm just old and I suck now, but I'm getting stuck in that game. Like I
remember finishing it. I also have right now. I'm playing on normal. If I have to shoot it down to easy, I just
yeah, I'm certain like the Mr. Genji's fucking
Oh, I haven't
game
done any
show.
of those yet. I'm not
Yeah.
that far, but I remember that. I remember hating it when it was in the first
Yeah,
time,
I
but
can't tell you how yeah, I was like I hate quit that.
I did just for the heck of it. I
Rage
did
quit.
jump off the roof of my penthouse just to slam into the street, and we thought that was funny.
Aren't you impressed with the graphics? Like they did a great
It
job.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's completely new.
Right.
It's completely rebuilt.
Yeah.
For $5, it's hard to complain
Yeah.
about anything,
Yeah.
but it looks fantastic. It looks significantly better than I thought it would.
Yeah, I was
So-
surprised. I was impressed. And it bodes well, certainly, for the new Saints Row game that's going to come out.
mhm. Yep. I also started Gorogoa which is on Game Pass.
What'd you call me?
Yeah. It's an artsy puzzle game.
Yep.
It's very inventive. It's very interesting. I'm only on puzzle 3, so I'm not very far, or 4. I don't know.
Right.
But I think
It's
people
not
would
very
really
long.
I
Not
think
very
people would really like it. So that's why I'm bringing it up.
It's on Game Pass, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So you
okay.
already paid for it. It's called Gorogoa. You should download it. It's a good follow up to.
It's a Perna game.
It's an Annapurna game, just
Okay.
like Artful Escape was.
It's like the A24 of video
It's the
game
A20.
publishers.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So dig it.
I
Go play
played
it.
this on iPhone, I believe.
Yeah, it feels like something that
2
may
or 3
have
years
been-
ago.
It's very pretty though. It looks great on the big TV.
Nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I
Let's move
started playing Halo. I am about an hour and a half into Halo now.
Oh, the campaign.
I feel like I'm just getting to where maybe the open world stuff starts.
All right.
Oh yeah, you have to get to the open world.
Yeah, so
You're like a quarter of the way through.
What?
You're like a quarter of the way through.
Oh, am I? It feels. I'm enjoying it. It feels slightly off as far as the encounters.
Yes.
It's not cool. I don't know. For some reason, it's just not quite hitting right. Like maybe I have to bump up the difficulty or something. Like the enemies seem not as smart as they used to be.
Sometimes they're standing around. These guys, they should be looking at you while you're about to shoot
While
them.
I'm shooting them in the head.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people say, like, if you're not playing on the whatever, I forgot what the next difficulty is up from normal, but that's like the real difficulty.
Okay. I think that's what I used to play on, was the one just above normal. So maybe I just need to bump it up, and then enemies
Maybe you need
get
to
a little
finish
bit-
it. You need to finish it first? No.
I don't think for that.
For that one, no. I don't know. Like, I was not impressed with the campaign. It was just serviceable for what it was. Like, the open world, set your expectations real low for the open world, and maybe you'll.
That's fine. I am enjoying. I like the narrative so far in the first hour and a half.
Okay.
I am a big fan of the Cortana narrative to begin with. So
You just like her tight pants. That's all. Her yoga pants. Her
Mhm.
computer yoga pants.
yeah. So I'm interested to see where this story's going. I think Cortana is like one of the few like interesting story beats, I think, in Halo.
Spoiler alert, it goes nowhere.
It's gone nowhere for several games now. It feels like
Very consistent.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you enjoy it. I liked all the mechanics and everything of the game, but I just felt like, this is 2021. We've seen these open world games do a lot, and this is not a modern open world game, in my opinion. All right, let's move on quickly to Sony, because there was some.
I like this. This is like the big news of the week. We're hitting it at an hour. Yeah, 25 minutes.
It's not that big of news, in my opinion. I mean, Sony confirmed.
No, it's not.
The specs of their new VR. It's called VR2. Very good name. PlayStation VR2. And it's the specs are very impressive. Like 4K lenses. I mean, honestly, like, because it's not cordless, I don't really care.
Only one.
You know
cord.
what else? It has no release date, and it has no price.
Only one cord doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter how many cords it has. If it has one cord, I have to play it right behind me in front of this TV. And the amount of space available there is questionable for VR.
You only have as much space as the cord allows for, and you can't see a cord when you have a helmet on. So you have to make sure you don't trip over your own cord. I could see both of those things being a problem.
If you have, and everybody is going to have to play this in front of their television, because that's where their PlayStation 5 is. And that means it's probably between their couch and their television. And it's pretty risky. That's a pretty risky place to play with your, giant. Most people have, if you have a PS5, you probably have like a pretty nice television. You're playing a dangerous game there, like literally, like playing VR in front of your TV like that. I wouldn't do it. I don't have the balls to do that. Like, so I don't care what kind of.
I do not play VR in front of my TV.
Well, it's very risky, very, very risky. So I'm out for that. I mean, I don't have a PS5 anyway. I know that the stats look, the specs look really impressive, but it's not wireless. Like, it's not for me. But I hope the VR nerds enjoy it. Not Shipwreck.
I mean, they released, I think I saw like attach rates for the original PlayStation VR, and it was something maybe around 5% of users.
Yeah, I'm sure this is like a marketing thing for PlayStation.
I feel pretty good about being in the 95% of.
Meanwhile, you got plenty of space between your TV and your couch. You could do it.
Oh, that's not the issue.
I know. I'm saying you're actually one of the few people who actually it wouldn't be risky. But
I just have no interest.
I know. I hear you.
The first game they announced is Horizon.
Some Horizon game that they're making for this. Sure. Like, I'm sure it's going to look great, but I really feel like the wireless part is the killer feature for the Quest 2. And everything else almost doesn't matter. Like, everything else is just good enough, and it's cheap. Like, how much is this fucking thing going to cost? Plus the $500 for a PS5? I think it's going to be another $500. You can't even compare a $1,000 system to it.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. It's $500.
Yeah.
I mean, does it come with controllers at all?
Yeah, it has some special controllers, special new
PlayStation Move.
No, they're like specially designed like space controllers. But again, like, I don't want to risk putting one of those through my television. Forget it. It's risky enough just playing in a safe area, punching some random shit that's not gonna break when you hit it, but your hand will. Anyway, let's we can skip, I guess, the rest of this. It's getting pretty late.
All right, whatever you want to do.
Let's do one question from the CAG bag, because that's the exact number that I put in the CAG bag.
I see that.
This is from Adam. Adam writes in and he says, anything you are all looking forward to in 2022, not even just talking games, could be movies, sporting events, family events, literally anything in 2022. Do you have any resolutions? We could throw that in there.
No,
nothing. You got nothing to look forward to? No, come on.
Nothing to look forward to in 2022.
A game? You could use a game. No,
I'm as always, because
yes.
I know it's so Sheepy can roll his eyes. I am always looking for forward to everything Marvel. Everything Marvel related. I know you hate it. You've had enough. I say hook it right into my veins.
Okay.
That
that's
also
fine.
includes the Midnight Suns game that I know is supposed to come out in February, but is now coming out holiday.
Yeah.
Which, that bums me out a little bit, but I'll survive. I was not really gonna rush out to go see Morbius, so the fact that they moved that doesn't bother me too much. But I am excited for new Thor. I want to see the new Thor, a new Doctor Strange. That's exciting to me. Moon Knight TV show. I love me some Moon Knight.
I'm fine for all that. Like,
where's the
TV.
Moon Knight TV show? Is that a Disney Plus?
Moon Knight TV show is Disney Plus. Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch that then. I was afraid it was going to be like some other area where it was going to be too violent.
They don't do that anymore.
Okay.
It's all on Disney Plus now. Yeah, unless it's a cartoon for some reason, and then they put it on Hulu.
Right.
Which I don't understand. But Hulu, I mean, that's kind of part of Disney Plus at this point. Anyway.
They make the ones with cursing on Hulu.
Yeah.
They make the family ones on Disney.
Yeah, but no, Moon Knight is on Disney, and Secret Wars is also going to be this year also.
What is that? Wait,
is that a cartoon?
That's a TV show. No, that's the Nick Fury TV show with Nick Fury and the Skrulls, which, I mean, maybe that's a better name than Secret Invasion, but I don't know.
Secret Wars or Secret Invasion?
Secret Invasion.
Oh,
there was
okay.
Secret Wars. There was Secret Wars news today. Apparently, they're trying to get the Russo brothers back to direct that movie. But that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you're looking forward to more Marvel movies in 2022 and more
also,
Marvel content.
Seeing my children grow and evolve into human beings, it's also a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Chip, you have any New Year's resolutions or anything?
I don't have any resolutions.
Anything you're looking forward to doing more in 2022?
I am, and also very interested to see if it plans out because we have an international trip, like vacation planned in March timeframe.
Oh, where?
France.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
I hear the women wear no pants there.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just one place.
Oh.
So I'm really looking forward to that. At the same time right now going, I hope that happens.
Right. Yeah. That's cool. I want to go to France.
That can come. Why not?
Can I come too? Can I come too?
Sure.
No. I would say, I don't know. I'm looking forward to playing more table tennis and leveling up. And that's it, really. And not watching Marvel movies. Watching less Marvel content.
Really? You're not going to watch Thor Love and Thunder? Did you not like Ragnarok?
I like Ragnarok.
You're not interested to see the next one?
I'm not going to go to a movie theater to watch it.
I didn't say go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
I said, are you in some way interested in seeing
Sure.
if Taika Waititi could do and make another good Thor movie?
He's funny. I trust his comedy.
Yeah.
I would watch that. But I'm just like, I'm not going to
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I'm just
it was a different question. I didn't say
I'm not going to be thinking about it at all until it comes out, and then I'll be able to watch it.
I will, and then that's my thing for me.
Sure.
And it doesn't have to be for you.
Right. I'm working on my ass muscles so I can support my table tennis game.
Good luck.
My frame. All right. Let's remind everybody that we do the show every Wednesday night on Twitch. Watch us 9 p.m. and twitch.tv/cheapassgamer.
And don't forget about our friends at HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast16 and use code CAGcast16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. And also our friends at BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month by visiting BetterHelp at BetterHelp.com/CAGcast.
Awesome. We're going to raid Code's house, which is he's a great DJ. So we'll see you next week.
Bread's done.